Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. What's better than one wife? Two wives, and one of them is a MILF. I guess technically they're both MILFs, because younger Amy is a mother. It's just that older Amy more classically fits that vibe of a MILF, you know?
Okay.
Anyway. Hello everyone, welcome to Still Got Legs, the only Doctor Who rewatch podcast in the world. There are no others that exist, so please don't go looking for any, otherwise my therapy bill will get a lot more expensive. My name is Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful companion Lawrence as we go on this fantastic adventure through time and space and rewatch all of Doctor Who. Hello, good evening, and welcome.
Hello, good evening and good welcome. I will say you win the intros. It's fine. I can concede that was a very, very good one.
Thank you. I put a lot of work into it. I even edited a new intro to be able to do that. So.
Oh, was that not you pulling that on the fly?
No, I literally had to edit the intro so I can put two new sound pads on my sound, whatever the fuck this is. So I have one that's just the beginning bit, like this bit, and then I have one that is just a drop at the end.
Okay.
so yeah, I have that now.
I sincerely respect the dedication. That is, I tell you what, if there was, we've been fighting on this for too long. I feel like it might be getting burdensome to listen to. Nathan wins, all right? I'm happy to concede. No,
don't say that. No, because people are always like, oh, Nathan, she's on the shows, but I like them. Yeah, well, I like this. Cracking a frothy one on the Friday, Arvo.
Oh, I've already done it. I've not cracked a frothy one. I've cracked a Pepsi Max Cherry. It is.
I've cracked a Monster Energy Aussie lemonade flavour.
A what?
Aussie lemonade flavour.
What is that? What's an Aussie lemonade? What is it? What? How does it differentiate between other lemonades? Is my question.
I don't know.
Please find out and tell us.
American lemonade is different to like what we have for lemonade.
Yeah.
Our lemonade is like, well, it's lemonade, but like to an American, that's just Sprite. This is boring. What are we doing?
I thought we were just catching up.
Stop this now.
All right, fine. Nathan, it's weird today because I can't see you.
I know, I can't see you. Your internet is so bad, we've had to turn off our cameras.
I'm sorry, everyone. All right, if the vibe seems strange, it's because of that. Right, my Wi-Fi is very bad. I'm moving house. It will be resolved soon. Not that you can tell. You can never see us.
It should hopefully be resolved by the very next episode. So.
Oh, it should be. Yeah, come to think of it.
Depending on when we record the next episode, but
yes,
we usually seem to be recording them pretty late these days.
Yeah, the amount of times we sent texts to each other like, tell you what, can we do tomorrow actually instead? Yeah. And then that happens about 3 times until we have to record.
Yeah. In case you're wondering, it is currently Sunday evening, the day before this episode is due to come out. So there we go.
It's on me, but I was honourable. I took the edit. All right, I'm unburdening Nathan this week.
It's true. Anyway, what's going on?
I don't know, something Doctor Who related. What are we doing? What episode is this?
So then, Lawrence, I hear you ask. This is Series 6, Episode 10 of Doctor Who. It's Episode 84 of Still Got Legs. It's Episode 84 of Doctor Who, or whichever way I usually do that. I don't fucking know, man. This is written by Tom McRae, directed by Nick Horan. It is The Girl Who Waited, also known as Rory's Choice, although not really.
Yeah, unofficial title. We're going to get to it, all right? I have thoughts on the ending, but I want to know. Right. I have one question for you, straight out the gate.
Is it what are my general thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, normally it is, isn't it?
Oh, but it's not?
No, it is. It is.
Oh, okay.
I'm thoroughly unsurprising.
I don't like that I can't see you. It's really, really throwing me. Fuck. You tell me your general thoughts.
All right, look at this though, quickly.
You just turned your camera on for a second and then straight off again.
I just wanted to comfort you.
Just teasing me with your face.
I wanted to give you a little cheeky grin, let you know everything's okay.
I don't like it.
Look, I cannot decree it. That's not the rules that we've decided to adhere to. I would certainly decree it a certified banger if it was my place to say so. I think it's a great episode. It shows the Doctor in a new light. It's I think it's possibly the best that Amy and Rory and their dynamic has been explored in terms of like a more serious sense. And I really, really like that it it plays with time and time streams in like a really heartbreaking way, but in a way that I feel like this is an episode that really only a show like Doctor Who could pull off, which makes it really, really good.
I fucking love potatoes.
Okay.
I fucking love mashed potatoes. And you know what you have with mashed potatoes, Lawrence?
What?
You have sausages.
There we go. Very nice.
A certified banger, Lawrence.
Yes.
This is a certified banger. Are you kidding me? Of course it is. I had a great time with this episode.
Yeah, man, this is fucking incredible. This is like gold standard Doctor Who for me. I knew that this was kind of colloquially referred to as Rory's choice, but I was not prepared for the amount of tears that I actually shed during this episode. Like,
Yeah.
I was genuinely, like, towards the back end, I was genuinely crying like a baby.
Yeah. So what are your vibes on this episode? Because we all know this is the fuzzy era for you,
Yeah.
the hazy era, where you're not sure if you've seen an episode until you're watching it, and
Yes.
even then it's touch and go. So where are we? What are your thoughts? What are your remembrances? What are your memories of this episode?
I remembered this one standing out and being good. I don't remember the exact nuances. I didn't remember anything about the hand robots that want to inject people with medicine or something.
The handbots.
The handbots. I didn't know. I couldn't remember them. The only thing I remembered about this episode was that image of Amy's hand on the door and Rory having to make a tough choice, and I knew that there were two Amys. But I couldn't remember, like, if that Amy was like our Amy or like I know this sounds ridiculous, but I couldn't remember what Amy was the good Amy, if that makes sense.
They're both the good Amy. There's no bad Amy.
No, but like in my head, I was like, was there a bad Amy, or like was there like a parallel Amy? I couldn't remember if this was like Amy, or like Mickey and Ricky situation.
Ricky wasn't evil.
No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't remember if it was like a different vibe of Amy, or if it was like original recipe Amy that we know.
It is original recipe Amy. It's just older.
No, I know that now. I watched the episode now.
Okay.
Where do we start? Where do we open? What's going on? Have you got your notes this week, first and foremost?
All right. Fuck you, first of all. Okay. I do have my notes. All right.
Yeah.
So, but don't start relaxing. All right.
You're still going to be calling on me.
Okay. Yeah. Don't think you're off the hook. Okay. Appalachia, Lawrence.
No,
is where we start.
It's easier for me now because the camera's off, so I can avoid your eye contact in the back, and I hope you don't call on me for a surprise answer.
Well, those who avoid my eye are the ones who will receive it, Lawrence. Okay.
Oh no. The wrath of Nathan's gaze.
Sounded weirdly sexual. Anyway.
Hang on, the wrath of Nathan's gaze just make it sound like the listeners of the podcast.
That's right. Attack them, my gaze.
Sorry, you were saying Appalachia.
Appalachia, Lawrence.
Planet number 2 to visit. I don't know if you've heard that.
I've heard that.
The vibes are so off.
I know, I don't like it.
Let me come back momentarily just to warm you again.
Stay.
This is the messiest podcast in the world.
I know, I don't like it.
Shall I stay unless it gets really bad?
Yeah, let's see how we go. We switched our cameras back on everyone. We're going to see how we go because the vibes were off. Okay.
I'm glad everyone was here for us doing our technical difficulties thing.
Appalachia, Lawrence.
Yes.
We're here. We're in Appalachia.
Does this take the cake as the stupidest Doctor Who planet name since Raxacoricofallapatorius?
Maybe.
Shall I shorten that? Shall I extend it? I've got a whole host of options.
Don't extend it. You can keep it the same if you want. That's up to you.
Go, why is this episode 4 hours? The boys are back doing longer episodes again? Nope.
No. That's just how it turned out.
Yeah, I think it could be. So yeah, like I was saying, it's planet number 2 in terms of the hotspots to visit. The Doctor has avoided number 1. What does he say? It's like the coffee shop or something.
Yeah, it's all coffee shops and tourist traps and all that kind of shit. It's like, it's central London, it's Oxford Street, it's, it's all the places you want to avoid, really.
Yeah. We've lived in London. What's the worst tourist attraction in London that people fucking go crazy for.
Just central London in general. Like, fucking, like, Oxford Street, especially on a Saturday, is a fucking night. Well, I wouldn't go to Oxford Street anyway, because it's just an awful place to go. And way overpriced, and it's just a horrible experience. South Bank is always pretty busy. Anything along the South Bank, you got fucking London Eye, Madame Tussauds, Shrek, the London Dungeon.
Famously, your old stomping ground, Shrek.
No.
If I don't know if I've told this story, Nathan used to dress up as Shrek, and
no, I didn't. I didn't work at Shrek. I worked at the London Dungeon.
No, you didn't work there, but you just showed up every day dressed as Shrek.
No, I fucking didn't.
It was a YouTube video. You said showing up as Shrek every day until I get my dream job.
Stop spreading lies about me, okay? I never did this. Where else is bad in London? I don't know.
Big Ben is beautiful to look at, but once you get over that, it's just a big clock. It's not really anything.
Why are you going to Big Ben? You know?
Yeah.
Like, once you've seen Big Ben, you've seen it. There's really not much else to it. It's just a big fucking clock, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's Westminster Palace and the Abbey and all that shit, but like, fucking hell. Go down the road to the Weatherspoons. There's a Weatherspoons not far from there.
There's a Weatherspoons not far from anywhere in London.
Yeah, but, you know, we could also, from where we lived in London, we could also hear Big Ben on the hour every hour. Yeah. And that got fucking annoying.
That got real old real quick, yeah.
Yeah. When you first moved in, it was like, whoa, so cool. I can hear Big Ben. And then, like, after, like, a week or something, you're like, all right, I fucking get it. Like,
yeah.
Bing, bong, bing, bong. Remember that girl on This Morning or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Bing, bong, bing, bong. Bing, bong, bing, bong.
Yeah, it's one of them things, yeah, once you've heard it once, day one, you're like, wow, that's exciting. Day two, you're like, huh. And then day three, you're like, I wish that fucking clock. When they shut that clock down for repairs, I was like, fucking hell yeah. Let's go.
That's true, yeah. It was closed down like towards the end of our time there. Anyway, Doctor Who, Lawrence. So yes, it's the number 2 destination in the galaxy. Sunsets, spires, soaring silver colonnades. I don't know what any of that means, but it's all very exciting.
Sounds
stuff.
grand and decadent enough, doesn't it?
It does. And we open the TARDIS doors and find just a big white room and another door.
Once again, the Ponds are displeased and unimpressed. I'm starting to think these guys don't want to time travel anymore.
I think it's valid to be unimpressed if you've been promised sunsets and spires and soaring silver colonnades and you open the door to find just a white, sterile room.
Yeah, but they could go past those doors. It could be there again.
And what is past those doors, Lawrence?
Yeah, more doors and white rooms. I get it.
Yes, okay.
But they don't know that. They should be healthy optimists.
No, they know. They've done this long enough now. They know.
I do like that Amy has to hang back. She wants to grab her phone to take pictures. The Doctor's a bit like, "Car, you bloody youngsters and your technology." But she's like, "No, I want to take photos, you fucking idiot."
Well, he hates Twitter. So
He does hate Twitter. Which is fair. That's accurate these days. It does raise a question, though, because the Doctor reminds Amy that she left her phone on the counter by the DVDs. What are they watching?
I don't know.
Challengers.
Okay. I mean, they could.
That's the thing. They can see movies that we haven't even heard of yet.
It's true. They can watch the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe from start to finish.
They go, wow. Veered off, didn't it?
Whoa. It's pretty good at the start there. And then there's some other stuff.
Who knows? Who knows how it goes?
Yeah.
I also want to know what the TARDIS home setup looks like. That's on my mind.
There's probably a cinema.
Yeah, but then the Doctor's got, like, we see later on in the episode, he's got, like, a kind of a big circle telly monitor, hasn't he? Like, do you reckon he's just, like, he's not really into the home setup and he just kind of gets a few bean bags and lays them out in front of that?
Are you talking about the screen in the console room?
Yeah.
That's just in the console room, though. Like, that's just for the console room stuff. But, like, there's probably, like, a screening room or something somewhere.
Yeah, but then I feel like he wouldn't say it's on the counter by the DVDs, would he? He'd be like, it's in the screening room.
What counter is there in the console room?
I don't know. It might be a compartment that comes up. I don't know.
A counter is a compartment.
It might it might appear in the TARDIS might split open a little wall when it comes out.
Lawrence,
as a counter.
You always do this. Whenever I point out how ridiculous whatever you say is, you'll go, no, but it could be this unrelated thing.
You're right.
You always just try to justify it in the most ridiculous way possible.
The TARDIS can grow a million rooms.
Just take the L.
Never.
Okay? Just take the fucking L.
All right, fine. Rory pushes the green waterfall button. Where there's a door. The white door is presented with two buttons: the green waterfall and is it green waterfall and red waterfall?
Green anchor,
That's
red
it.
waterfall. You fucking idiot.
I told you, don't rely on my notes. Last week was hard enough.
Okay.
Amy's like, "Where's my boys gone?" And Rory's like, "You got to push the button. Open the door." This stupid Rory is what I'll say.
We'll get to that in a minute, all right?
Okay.
We'll get to that in a minute, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, he tells her to push the button. So she does.
Yes.
She follows his instruction. She pushes the button. She pushes the red waterfall button. And she
Yes.
goes into the red waterfall room. And it's basically the same fucking room. It's all set up the same. The only difference is the label of the green anchor and the red waterfall are different on the walls. And then obviously her room doesn't have the Doctor and Rory in it.
Yes.
Either.
So she's like, "Oh,
just
fuck."
the-
I do like her reaction when the door opens and there's still no one there. She's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Oh. Have you
Yeah.
noticed that these two have a very, very traumatic relationship with doors?
Oh, okay.
Like,
Here we go.
No, it's not a big theory or anything, but like the Dream Lord did this, House did this in the TARDIS. Like, seemingly
What did
whenever
the
there's
Dream Lord do?
there was a door situation in the Dream Lord episode, wasn't there?
What was
I
the
can't
door situation?
Was it? Am I just remembering it as the House episode? I feel like there was something on the TARDIS with the Dream Lord.
No, the Dream Lord was... There was no door situation on the TARDIS in the Dream Lord episode. You are thinking of House. Yes.
Okay. In that case, it's not really a pattern, more just something that happened twice. So can we pretend that something did happen in the Dream Lord episode?
No, we can't. I simply refuse to let that go.
Hey, audience, write in. Is it becoming clear that these episodes are foggy for me? And I don't remember them as well as I did older seasons?
You have a fucking horrible memory.
It's fair. I'm just saying. All right, maybe this can start to become a traumatic thing for them then. Let's keep our eye out for the next door.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, doors does come back in the episode.
Yeah, that's true.
There is trauma through doors, as it were.
There we go.
Dormer. Yeah, what else happens? So, Amy's in the wrong room. She appears through the magnifying glass in the table, and then a robot comes in to the Doctor and Rory's room. It's just like, "Hey, what's up? I'm a little robot. I got little hands and stuff." It sees through the hands.
Did it remind you of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy robot?
No, because that's a little depressed robot voiced by Alan Rickman.
Yeah, but it's got as other than the big head, the designs look like somewhat the same, right? There's kind of a bulbous oval-shaped head.
But that head's really big and it's quite little.
Yeah, but just shrink it a bit, and then
I'd just change the design.
fuck's
Just
sake.
change the design entirely, and then it just looks like that thing, doesn't it?
You know what? Yes, then it would.
Yeah, well, then I guess you're right, Lawrence. I guess yes. If you change it entirely, then yes, it looks like that. Okay?
I don't know. I want to see some side-by-sides in the Discord, all right? That's all I'm saying.
Fucking hell. So basically what's happening is there are two different time streams, or at least two different time streams, and Amy is in a time stream that is running faster. This all gets quite hectic. Rory's been attacked by a robot. Amy doesn't know what's going on. The Doctor's screaming. Title sequence.
That's it. Yeah. Cool. The effort of those lasted a while, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Just before the title sequence, I should say Amy's been there a week. That's the big old kicker.
Yes, she's been there a week. Yeah.
Yeah, which is not true because we've seen it.
Which is like being like 30 seconds for the Doctor and Rory.
It's so Rory comes clean about the two buttons. They figure out what went wrong.
Well, so what happens is, okay, Rory like says, "Which button did you press? Did you press the green anchor or the red waterfall?" And then Amy, like, kind of reluctantly, and as if she made a mistake, goes, "I pressed the..." Like, and Rory's like, "Oh, silly Amy. I'm like, brother, you told her to push the button. Okay, she followed your instructions perfectly. Okay, don't blame her because you didn't fucking specify. All right, this is entirely on you, you dickhead. You can't blame her for you not giving the correct information. Okay,
in terms of like a miscommunication. Like, close to 4 decades of trauma could have been avoided if either of them asked one extra question.
It's true. I do blame Rory more than Amy.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should know about this. They've had a bad history with doors, Nathan. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Fuck off.
I do like that kind of, again, Rory has a little sigh because he goes into the red waterfall room to be like, oh, let's regroup with Amy. Take her through the door. We'll get her back.
Good, quick set change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hang on. No, surely not.
Well, no, it is because it's all filmed in one shot. So it's Rory starting off in the Green Anchor room.
I suppose
Then
so.
he,
Yeah.
He walks out the door. They obviously just quickly get the Doctor out of there, quickly change over the label, and then have him go through to the red waterfall one.
I like that you say get the Doctor out of there. I'm implying that someone comes in and picks up Matt Smith and removes him.
Well, no, I'm talking about like the crew. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know.
What are you saying?
I'm just picturing our old set changes when we used to do performances, and it would just go black, and then you just hear scuffling for like 30 seconds, and then suddenly you'd be like, that was seamless, wasn't it?
Great.
Yeah, so Amy's not in the room. Rory goes to pick her up in the red waterfall room. Doors open. Amy's not here either.
My next note is just that the planet is under planet-wide quarantine for Chem 7, which is the one-day plague.
Yeah,
which basically means you get it and you die in a day.
I like how everyone quickly just fucking wraps their jackets around their mouths at this point.
That's just the Doctor.
No, Rory does it as well. Rory pulls up his coat or whatever.
Oh, no, yes, he does. He copies the Doctor.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the return of the green military coat.
Awful. Not a good look.
Lovely. Beautiful coat.
It's yucky,
Beautiful
man.
coat on a beautiful body. It's not yucky. You can't tell me that you're looking at Matt Smith going, you look fucking ugly in that.
No, because Matt Smith's a handsome man. He can pull off stuff that he wears, right? He's got that natural ability to just pull off a look. But
he looks objectively good.
Right, pulling off a look doesn't mean it's a good look. It just means
it does. Yes, it does.
No, it
objectively, doesn't. It's the definition of the.
No. Because I could, right, get super ripped, look super sexy, and then put on a lime green mankini, and that does not mean that mankinis are good looks.
But you wouldn't be pulling them off, though.
No, in this scenario, I would be.
What? You're just making this up.
Maybe.
Fucking hell. He looks good. You can't deny he looks good.
It doesn't look bad. It's just a bad look, is my thing.
It's not a bad look.
How
is it a bad look? It's just, you just don't like it as much as the tweed. And to you, that means it's bad.
No, I don't like it full stop. I think the tweed is better. That is just a fact.
You're saying you don't like it full stop? If we never had the tweed and we only had this, you'd be like, I hate that.
I don't think... because there have been Doctor looks that I'm not a big fan of.
You would like this. If we never had the tweed and we only ever... You're a little bitch. I don't understand how you can't like it.
This is out... Because it's
like,
just...
What's there to not like?
It just doesn't fit the vibe. Like, it's a military coat, and then he's wearing a little shirt and bow tie underneath it. It's like a nerd meets a cool guy, and it's a weird look.
I think you just summed up the Doctor there. A nerd meets a cool guy.
I don't know. I think it's just not... I don't know. It's yucky. I don't like it.
Yucky. What an outrageous description.
I think the people have my back. There was a poll about this jacket a few weeks back when we recorded Let's Kill Hitler, and people do not like this.
Well, they're wrong.
Okay.
They're all wrong.
Fair enough. Okay?
They're all wrong.
So the reason for this 2 time stream split, like you say, the planet is under quarantine because there's essentially an infection and a plague, a one-day plague that kills everyone in a day. The Doctor, Amy, and Rory have arrived in visiting hours, and the reason for the 2 timeline split is that one time stream goes very fast so that people can live out their days, because they only have a day to live, but they can live out their day in a way that kind of feels like their entire life. Their relatives can watch them kind of grow old and have a better time rather than watching them slowly wither away and die all in one day.
The Doctor describes it as kind. He says you can sit by their bedside and watch them die, or you can sit here for 24 hours and watch them live. Which says,
I love the concept. I do love the concept.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe let them all like be together. I feel like it's just a bit isolating for them all to be completely alone, right?
Yeah, but plague.
Yeah, but they've all got it, so they'll all die anyway.
Oh, you mean all the infected?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Because otherwise, I feel like you would just do what Amy's done here, which is
But
just
then you
grow
gotta
old
like
and miserable.
make friends with strangers and stuff. And, like,
Nathan, this is not a big
do
problem for
that.
people that aren't like us, right?
yeah, but I don't want to do that. You know,
We're too reclusive to have a balanced take on this, I think.
it's like going on a cruise and being on a holiday, and you're like, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" You're like, "Oh, leave me alone."
Oh,
you
go
know?
away, man. I didn't
Go
pay all the money to
away.
talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there is nothing worse than that feeling at all. When you're trying to relax somewhere and someone's like, hey, guy, like you're having a night out and someone's like, hey, what are you up to? And you're like, please go away.
Leave me alone. I have no interest in getting to know you or being friends. I have enough friends.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Okay.
I cannot handle any more. Go away.
Get away from me.
And the worst is when they're nice and you're like, oh, how do I tell them to fuck off? Like in the nicest way possible.
The worst thing is, like, when you can't come out of that situation as the good guy.
No, you can't. Yeah.
No matter what, you just like you have to just be the dickhead about it and just be like, hey, I just want to be left alone. Like, fine,
Yeah.
shoot yourself. Like, you see, now, like, I just want to be left alone. That shouldn't be controversial, okay? I shouldn't be the bad guy in this situation.
No, yeah.
God.
Taking your free time, what little of it people have, and then just forcing to accommodate people is the worst thing on the planet.
Anyway, if you see me out in public, never talk to me. No, that's not true. You can say hello. I wouldn't though, but you can.
Yeah, at your own peril, be it.
At your own peril. I will say, leave me the fuck alone. I won't.
So the Doctor then kind of realizing what's going on here, obviously time's of the essence. They want to get back to Amy as soon as possible because obviously every second she spends there, or every second they spend kind of dilly-dallying and picking her up, like a week passes. So that's not ideal. So the Doctor takes the magnifying glass and he's going to use he's going to plug it into the TARDIS so they can fix in on Amy's location and use the TARDIS.
Fix it. By the way, the reason Amy is safe from the plague is because she doesn't have two hearts.
It's a convenient plague, this plague.
Well, are you sure? Okay, you could say it's convenient, but like, what am I trying to get at here?
They wrote it.
I don't know.
Like, it's just a thing. I know.
Yeah. That's just how it is, It's not convenient for the Doctor.
No, I guess not, but yeah.
So there you go. Trumped.
Okay. So yeah, the Doctor is kind of triangulating Amy's position. He plugs his magnifying glass into the TARDIS. He's going to use the TARDIS to essentially smash through whatever time stream he needs to get to Amy, and then they can all fly away together in peace. The Doctor takes the magnifying glass and he says something to the effect of like, small act of vandalism. Oh, there goes the small act of vandalism alarm or something.
Lawrence, I think you'll find he specifically says, I have this here somewhere. Hold on.
There you go. He's got his quotes, everyone.
Yeah, I do.
Fucking hell.
Here he goes. Yeah, so Rory says, what are you doing? Doctor says, locking onto Amy. Small act of vandalism. No one will mind. Alarm bells immediately start going.
I feel like that's exactly what I said.
No, you didn't get it right.
I feel like you just tried to prove me wrong.
You didn't get it wrong.
Fuck's sake.
You got it wrong, okay? We all know. Anyway, let's move on.
Well, quickly, right? Did Murray Gold stand out to you in this episode?
Yeah, but not yet.
Oh, it definitely does for me at this point.
Oh, no, boring. Later on.
No,
yeah,
there's a good little bit because he starts...
I don't care what's going on here, Lawrence.
No, tough. You have to listen.
I don't want to. I refuse.
Murray Gold starts cooking, all right? He sets up the stakes have been set up, right? And I'm bopping my head a little bit. The stakes of the longer they dilly-dally, the older Amy gets in this other...
Lawrence, wait a minute. Here's an ad. Anyway, we're back from the ad.
Took the wind out of my sails, that one did, I will admit.
Anyway, Lawrence, you were saying...
Fuck's sake. Might be your best yet, but I didn't like being on the receiving end of it.
Great. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because Amy's immune to the disease, the Doctor warns her, like, the staff here are trying to ease your pain. Their kindness will kill you, right? They are a threat to you. And as Amy's leaving, she tells Rory, she goes, "I love you, save me."
Yes.
Right? And it's very lovely and it's very emotional. And then when they get to the TARDIS, there's like this shot of like, there's this little inclusion of, you know, the time ticker thing on Eleven's TARDIS? That like ticks over the date. Like they do like a kind of a longer shot onto that. And it just, the way it's, because as soon as it's plugged into the magnifying glass, i.e. Amy, it just starts flicking frantically. And you're like, oh, this is tense, this is a good bit of fucking firing on every cylinder kind of moment. Like, it had me going, oh shit, they need to get to Amy ASAP. You know that, you know in Interstellar, that scene where like you go, oh my god, they need to stop with this scene because everyone keeps getting older or something.
The water planet scene?
Yes, the water planet. Yeah. It like reminded me of that, where I was like, every second that they're not with Amy, I'm like, come on, you don't have long.
Okay.
I don't know.
I didn't get a sense of that at all, but good for you.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. No, I didn't really get that. Like I said, I didn't really notice Murray until later on.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I have no idea what music was playing during this part. So
I don't know the song. Again, like it's not one that like is a big one, but it was just like present.
Sing it now.
I can't do it.
Sing it, do it now.
No, I can't. I'll sing another song.
All right, go on then.
There's no combination of words you can put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I can try for your heart. There you go.
Keep going.
Hang on, I've lost where I was. It's not always easy, and some's life can be deceiving. But I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. There you are. No, I'm not doing it anymore.
No, keep going.
Don't beckon me like a dog.
No, go on. Keep going. The floor is yours.
The floor is not mine. I've conceded the floor. I'm happy with my performance.
You wanted to sing your song.
No, I didn't want to sing my song. I arrived, I sung, I'm done.
Should I sing a song?
Yeah, go on.
I'm working late.
Oh, no.
Because I'm a sinner.
I hate you.
Anyway. All right. So what happens next?
Are you relying on my notes? That's rich.
No, Lawrence, I'm not, because I have my own notes. Amy heads into the facility.
Yep.
She's told to leave a sign for them to find her. She can't let her give her anything, because, yes, she will kill them. Because it will kill her because she's an alien or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's greeted by an AI interface telling her what she can do. She can explore mountains. There's a roller coaster modeled after a ride at Disneyland Clom.
Yeah. So, you remember Clom, right?
I remember Clom. It's where the Absorbaloff is from.
And Clom. I like that it's Disneyland Clom, and it's a roller coaster specifically called the Warp Speed Death Ride.
Cool.
I, too, if I were an executive at Disneyland Clom, right, and I was in charge of heading up the Clom division, I, too, would make a ride that kills the Absorbaloffs.
Here's the thing about the Absorbaloffs. Do they absorb one another?
You'd have to assume so, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know, because it's their own species. Like, because how would they then, do they reproduce asexually?
I don't know, actually, come to think of it. Maybe it's all like their planet and their homeworld is just like a big game of it. And they're all just running around tagging each other until there's one chief enormous Absorbaloff.
What the fuck is it?
You know, like you tag, you're it.
That's called it to you?
What do you think it's called?
Tag.
Nah, it's called it to me.
It?
Yeah, you never played it? Hey.
I've played tag. I've never played a game called it.
You're missing out, man. It's better.
It just sounds like that would be very confusing.
I think it works. Like, tag your it. It is the definitive thing there.
I'm aware, but tag is the definitive thing. I feel like for 99% of the world, the game is tag.
Every now and again, we do come across a little cultural divide that we have, don't we?
Yeah. I've never heard it called it.
Yeah, but what do you call dinner time?
As in the evening meal?
Yeah.
Tea time.
Tea time.
I'm Northern, okay?
Outrageous. Hello, Mum. Can I get the supper, please?
I also learned recently that most people, apparently in the UK, most people, or at least in the south of the UK, it's secondary school and not high school. Like, high school is seen as American, but like, I literally went to a school, I won't name it, but it was called something high school. And most high schools in my area were that.
No, it was secondary school for me.
Yeah. I think it's a north-south thing. I think in the north it's mostly high school. And then in the south it's secondary.
If you were to put chips in a bread, What would you call it?
That's different like every 15 miles, Lawrence. Okay? I would say a chip butty.
I would say a chip butty. It's okay, common ground, broken.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Friendship restored.
Friendship restored.
Right, now that we found common ground, we can move on to Doctor Who again.
Okay. The podcast is back on everyone.
Let's pray we don't run into another cultural divide, because now we've used our chip butty coupon. We can't reclaim it.
No. Our chip butty failsafe is gone. Anyway, so what Rory and the Doctor are checking out these glasses, which have a little camera in them. The Doctor puts the glasses on Rory and goes, "Hello, handsome," because he can see himself in the screen. And Rory immediately goes, "Oh, thank you." He likes it quite a lot.
It's top 10 stressful scenarios for Rory, but he takes time to just appreciate the love on show for him.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. He looks good in the glasses, though.
He does look good in the glasses. He's a handsome boy.
Yeah, he is a handsome boy.
One thing I will say, right? It made me wonder how many patients before Amy in this scenario have refused to take their medicine to the point where they've installed these robots with like projectile missile medicines and turrets to fire like darts into these people.
It does seem a bit extreme to the point where they're like, "Oh no, thank you, I won't have the vaccination," and they just immediately open their face to the turret, to the vaccination deploying turret, to just be like, "Absolutely not, you will take it." Like this is what conservatives think is going to happen.
Yes.
This is the future they fear. You know,
the millisecond that like any sense of like resistance to getting vaccinated comes up. Right, and it just and a robot, any humanoid presence that the robot had, any warmth, just goes like, "Nope, my face is actually a big turret." Don't know if you know this.
Exactly.
Get medicine, bitch.
It is a bit extreme, but hey, I'm sure why not.
Rory's checking out some boobs.
Yes, he is some stone titties. He is.
Some granite naturals, I believe they call them.
Yes, so Rory heads out to search for Amy. There's like stuff from all over the galaxy, the universe, whatever. There's stuff from Earth. There's the Mona Lisa. There's stuff from alien planets. There's little statues, bit of whatever hell that is, and it just looks like a big fucking bad dragon dildo or some shit, you know?
Yeah. I was gonna write notes to like trying to work out what if they had any kind of importance. They don't really. It's just a room full of weird stuff.
I'd argue the Mona Lisa has some importance.
Yeah, but not to the episode. Maybe a bit later it's used as a weapon.
We're going to talk about that. But in terms of like cultural importance, it has.
Oh,
it's probably the most famous painting in the entire world.
Yeah, the objects themselves have importance. What they're doing here, I can't really say. Like
they're for dead people to look at and go, "Isn't that nice?"
Yeah, well, it's just a room of shit. It's just a room of stuff.
Like, isn't that nice?
Again,
pretty sure the Mona Lisa isn't that big, though.
I've seen it, but I saw it from a distance, and
I've also seen it, and that room is crowded as fuck, man.
Horrible,
it's horrible. Yeah, it's so crowded. It's behind like 6 feet of glass. There's like 300 people in that room, all trying to get a look, and it's
if they had any business sense, what they'd do is they create a line. Yeah. £2, come have a look at the Mona Lisa. Right.
I don't want to pay £2 to have a look. I'm already in the fucking building.
Can you imagine how demoralising it would be to have your painting hang next to the Mona Lisa? But it's just it must be the most ignored painting of all time.
No one's checking that out.
No.
Yeah.
All right, so Amy gets a couple of options to check out. She's offered a little portal to the aquarium, to a cinema. She's already got the Doctor's set up at home, so she doesn't need that. And to a garden, and she chooses to go to a garden, and a little portal opens up, and we see a really well-designed garden. Like, it's got some like weird little hedges with funky trimmings.
I remember when the clip of this showed up in the trailer, and like everyone in the YouTube comments, which I was on top of back then.
Yeah, of course.
They were all saying, "Oh, Amy's checking out the TARDIS gardens. We're finally going to see the TARDIS gardens." That's what everyone was saying. But yeah,
Was that like a big desire prior to this?
It's something that's always been talked about. I think. Yeah. The TARDIS Gardens comes up quite a lot. A lot of people like to imagine there's this grand garden space within the TARDIS.
And have we ever seen it in episodes I may not have seen?
Not in New Who.
Right.
No, I don't think so. No.
I'm trying to picture what the TARDIS Gardens would look like in Classic Who with that budget. Just a park.
It'd just be a park.
They threw Tom Baker in a park.
Yeah, they'll just be in fucking Hyde Park or something, you know?
I'm in the park, Sarah Jane.
You'll see Buckingham Palace in the background.
Yeah. Someone throwing a frisbee or something.
A black cab drives by.
So yeah, I don't know. I quite like this, right? Because the weird hedges are. I find that with a lot of imagery in this episode because it's all sterile and white, but so much of it is also a bit grotty and a bit gross. And the
like
weird,
what?
like the corridors, it's a constant mixture between like a sterile white environment and then like the underbelly of the quarantine, where it's all these kind of like smoke vents and a bit grotty.
Yeah, that's just the backstage area, though, isn't it?
No, but I as in I like visually what they're doing in the sense that like I don't know. To me, it with the hedges, it creates a nice sense of comfort, but there's also this kind of uneasiness that I think hospitals are really good at. Like I've always heard hospitals referred to as the safest place that no one wants to be in, and it's like I feel like the episode gives off that vibe quite well.
I hate hospitals, man. They're not great.
No, they're famously horrible places to be in.
Horrible places, yeah.
I always find the white I know why, so that people can see and do a good job. But like it's too bright. It's too. I want a little candle. Give me a nice candle. Let me play some peaceful whale sounds.
A candle. You want a candle? What? Like some 18th century peasant. I'm just picturing you walking about, you know, in like a nightdress and your little cap, holding a candle like fucking Scrooge or some shit.
My knee socks.
Who goes there, spirit? That's you. Walking around with your fucking candle.
Show yourself,
what do you want a
Spectre.
candle for? What do you want a fucking candle for?
You don't ever have like a relaxing night where you just put a candle on, put a nice cozy movie on?
Oh, okay. I don't know why, but when you said you want a candle, I'm just picturing you walking around with one in your hand.
Stick of wax on a little teacup.
Yeah.
So Amy is asking the interface more questions, and then two handbots interrupt, and Amy gets to Rocky them. I don't know if you are you familiar with what it means to Rocky someone?
I am. Not because of Rocky, though.
Okay. Where did you learn about rockying?
I don't know, to be honest. Probably just pop culture. It's just one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah. The same time shebang. The 1-2 classic, yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty cool. I do like Amy's... It's just good intuition, isn't it? Just duck. Whatever you're about to do to me, do to each other, bitches.
Yeah. So yeah, she disables those handbots and then heads down to the engines where she can hide, making sure to leave a sign on the door in lipstick for well, not really for the Doctor, for Rory, I guess, but yeah.
It does say Doctor, which we find out.
It does say Doctor,
yeah.
Rory is in the White Room again. He's looking through the glass, through the little magnifying glass thing at all the different residents. And then a masked stranger with a sword comes to attack. But this is our introduction to MILF Amy.
Yes. We're all barking, I'm sure.
We're all barking here. All right, so does that Amy's got a mask on, and they like put like a filter on her voice when she's talking, so it, like her voice is like kind of modulated through the mask. So
priority number one when you don't talk to anyone and you're isolated for 4 years. Yeah,
absolutely. You need to disguise your voice when you're completely alone.
Yeah,
that's the first thing you need to do. Also, like, you would just be able to hear her regular voice.
Yeah.
like it's like the fucking, like, this is something I always think about in Star Wars as well. You know, like with like Mandalorians and stormtroopers and stuff.
Yeah.
And like their chin is there. You should just be able to hear their voice, you know?
I always thought of that with fucking, what does that? Batman does that. His mouth is literally open and exposed to the elements. And he's got like a little voice modulator on, and I'm like, but
not in all.
No, not in all of them. In BBS.
In Snyder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always strange. But it's just a suspension of disbelief. But I find it weird that they did it here because, like, literally 5 seconds later, it's like, "Hello, Amy," and she's like, "All right, Rory, it's me. Never mind that voice."
And it's never used again.
No,
as well. So don't worry about it. It's just for this introduction. But anyway, so we have MILF Amy. Instead of attacking Rory, she stabs a handbot through the head and then reprograms it with her sonic probe. She has
a little
sonic probe.
Oh, man. The implication of her calling it a probe is sad. And we get to it later, so I won't waste it here.
We will get to that, yeah. So Amy's old. Yeah. I love the way that Rory's like still trying to process this. He's like, what the fuck happened? And she just rather bluntly just turns to him and says, "You didn't save me." Just simple as that. Just so matter of fact, like, this is it. Deal with it. I fucking did. So here we are, you know?
I like it because it's all she's got to offer him, really. It's just like, here's some survival tips. Don't get killed. I got nothing left to say. Like, there's no updates to give you. It's just been this for 40 years. Yeah.
This is what it is. It's actually been 36 years.
Oh, yeah, my mistake. Yeah. What does Rory... I've put my note says Rory screams at the doctor about him getting the timing wrong. But do you have the quote?
No.
I guess his notes aren't all they're cracked up to be, everyone.
I don't write down the episode verbatim, Lawrence.
You just have the
I
transcript.
don't write out a transcript. I only just take notable moments, okay? This one wasn't notable to me.
So Amy goes on pretty quickly to kind of go on a bit of a monologue about how much she hates the doctor. Like, it's quite sad. We've seen, obviously, throughout the series and a bit, well, pretty much 2 series that she's been on the show, she's idolized him. We've always said that. It comes into a lot of Amy's decision making. It comes down to, like, what would the doctor do in this scenario? And just hearing her say that as the years went on, it became harder and harder to be charitable to him and to make excuses for him. And it's just like, oh man, this is kind of she harbors more hatred for the doctor because he obviously had more power in this scenario, but she's also being a tiny bit standoffish to Rory, but there is that warmth there, which is still quite nice to see.
Looks great, though. Great makeup effect. Looks great. In the confidential that we're talking about, you know, they were potentially faced with the decision of, do we recast? Do we get someone else to do it? Or do we do the older makeup and have Karen do it? Absolutely made the right choice. Because, first of all, amazing performance from Karen, which we'll talk about throughout the episode. But I think also the makeup effect looks great on her as well.
I do too. I think it's like, it wouldn't be as hard hitting without Karen King playing both roles.
No, of course not. It'd be a stranger to us.
Yeah.
It works so much because it is Karen's performance. Yeah. And not to jump ahead, but, you know, if you are going to age up a companion into their 40s, 50s or whatever, maybe do more than just put a pair of glasses on them and call it a day, you know? But, like...
No, you think so?
Again, not to jump ahead.
You don't think that a 19-year-old can pull off like a 40-something-year-old?
Yeah, look, I don't know. Who am I to say? But I just think that, you know...
What I will say about that episode is aging hits a certain companion like a fucking train.
Hey, comes for us all. Some faster than others. But hey, it looks great here.
Yeah, it does. It does look very, very good. I know they've even like the makeup's done like down to the neck. It's not just call it a day at the face. Like there's wrinkles and it looks like old.
Yeah.
You know, like this sounds a bit rude, but you know, old people's skin.
Old lady neck.
Yeah, old lady neck. And old men neck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's probably a bit sexist. Old person neck.
Yeah, old people neck. Yeah. We all got the same skin out here, Nathan.
Yeah.
What is it? Rory has a line. Does he? Yeah, 1 or 2, yeah, throughout the episode, if you can believe it. Now, there's a bit of a back and forth between them, and Amy kind of is, like, the entire time she's almost trying to, like, storm off. Like, she's almost trying to dismiss this interaction. And there's an incredible line that Rory says, "I don't care that you got old. I care that we didn't grow old together."
Beautiful line.
It's a lovely line, and my note just says, "This man is too kind for what this episode will do to him." It's man, it's sad.
I still haven't forgiven him for the pushing the button thing. So
okay, yeah. So you're still like you're on you, bro.
No, I'm still mad at him. Yeah, this is all still his fault to me. But hey, maybe he can redeem himself. So Amy has a pet robot, a pet handbot. Sorry, that she named Rory. She disarmed him. She cut off his hands, and then she drew a little face on him. I will say, I think they played the disarmed joke, if you can even call it a joke. They played that too much, I think.
Yeah.
It was like, I disarmed him. You disarmed him? What? Oh, I see. Yeah. Because you we get it, brother. Okay, it's so like you could just leave it at disarmed. Yeah, you know? It goes too much into it. But yeah, I don't know.
It's not exactly the inhumane act they show it as a little bit as well. Like the Doctor gets a bit aggrieved by it. And I'm just there like, no, this is fine. This is a robot that's a threat. Yeah. I remember that the next time you take a Dalek's plunger or whatever and start being a prick with it. I do like that there's this really tender moment, and the episode is full of little tiny things that maybe they didn't need to include, but it just lets you into their mindset a bit. Amy goes to put on some lipstick.
With the lipstick. Yes.
Yeah. Amy goes to put on some lipstick, and you just kind of it's that moment where she's like, oh, I don't know. I feel like if you have a partner, you try to be the best version of yourself for the partner, and you try and look nice for them and all of this, right? It's just a nice let-in where she takes a moment to be Amy again before immediately dismissing it and kind of brushing it off, and you can see her eyes go like, fucking stupid, what are you doing?
I love that moment so much. It's such a beautiful, powerful moment, and just really great performance from Karen, who just fucking kills it so much. This is her episode completely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just the way she's tempted, almost instinctual, to take the lipstick and to put it on again, to make herself this sounds weird, but to make herself look nice for Rory. But
couples dress up for date night and stuff like
that.
Yeah,
of course.
It's that natural instinct of I should look a bit nice. It's I don't know when the last time Amy was popping a shower in these conditions. So
yeah, she probably fucking stinks. Yeah, that's what the episode is not telling you.
I reckon she doesn't actually live there. I reckon in her little thing.
Well, actually, saying that, this place probably has a nice bathroom facility.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah.
She's not exactly living on the streets, is she?
I was going to say, she took Rory and she was like, fuck, what room haven't I covered in feces and piss?
I reckon she just has to be quick, because otherwise the robots will turn up. So she just has to do a quick shower, quick turnaround, really.
Shit, shower, shave.
Yeah.
Done.
Shit, shower, shave. Yeah. Yeah. No, I do love the moment with the lipstick. It's just that temptation to put it on again, and then they're like, oh, the fuck, no, this isn't me anymore. That moved past this part. It's a great moment.
It's instinctual.
It is, and that leads into this great moment Amy has where she's talking to the Doctor about how she is blunt, she is very matter of fact now, because that little girl she was is long gone. She doesn't have that same fairy tale image of him. She calls her sonic screwdriver exactly what it is, a probe, and she calls her life what it is, hell. She's matter of fact. She isn't dressing life up as this fairy tale anymore, because the last 36 years have definitely not been that for her. And I think it's just great. It's a really great moment.
It is great. I love the idea of Amy just taking the Doctor completely off the pedestal and fucking kicking it out from under his feet. Just how she is about him, and how she doesn't, even to the point where she like you say, almost in a petty manner, refuses to call it a sonic screwdriver, because it's just no, that's too whimsical. You just fly in, fly out of people's lives on a whim, and that's not me. I'm stuck here. I don't know. It was very matter of fact and very a stark difference to see, to be honest, which is a great refreshing. It is quite a
stark difference. It is quite a stark difference. One thing I really like is how kind of socially stunted older Amy is as well. She is she doesn't have the same kind of social cues like she did before and stuff, and the way she talks, it is awkward, it is blunt, and it's not quite natural like the younger version of her is. And yeah, she just does a really great job of realistically portraying this older, hardened, version of her, really.
Yeah, which is also like we spoke about the makeup, we've spoken about the performance, but to pair those two things together, it's quite hard to give this nuanced a performance when you've got a fucking 10 pounds of makeup on your face and prosthetics and wrinkles and everything else. Like,
I don't think it's £10, but
no, but like, you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of stuff that is probably making her face feel different to normal.
Yeah, she's probably used to the makeup chair by now. Ms. Kaz.
Maybe not to this extent. Oh, but then saying that, yeah. No, Guardians was after this.
It was, yeah. That's why I've said by now.
Oh, by now. I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever this new show is with Stephen Moffat, do you think she's really just happy that she gets to, one, have hair, and two, not be stuck in like 6 hours of makeup prior?
It was her idea to shave her head. Yeah, like she didn't have to do that. They would have happily put on a bald cap for her, but she went, I'm going to fucking shave my head. She did, which I love. I think fucking good for you.
James Gunn has got a history of that. Do you know Nicholas Hoult shaved his head to be Lex Luthor, and then they were like, we're going bald cap, by the way, and he was like, I've just shaved my fucking head. Because if you look at all like the set photos and stuff, it's clean bald, whereas Nicholas Hoult has stubble on his head because it's shaved, obviously.
There you go.
Yeah, very fun.
Nicholas Hoult playing Lex Luthor.
Yeah. In Superman, not Legacy anymore, just Superman or something.
Yeah, just Superman, I think.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Good title.
They should have got Bryan Cranston.
Why didn't they? And for Nebula too. Why did they not think of Bryan Cranston?
Exactly.
He was available and famously always bald.
Yeah.
You seen him in El Camino when he was in that movie, and he like is wearing a bald cap and his head is fucking enormous.
His head is so big. Yeah.
It's the size of a football.
It's like they didn't bother to flatten down his hair and then just put the bald cap on him anyway.
I feel like it's one of the things where I feel like if you were poke it, it'd be squishy.
You know what the worst thing about El Camino is? It starts off with a previously on Breaking Bad, and it shows you the last scene of Jesse driving away, and then it immediately cuts to the recreation of that, which they filmed for El Camino, and now he suddenly is 10 years older and has now like a foot-long beard, which he didn't have in the previous scene.
I remember you, because when this came out, you'd watched it and you were like, weird that they gave him a beard. And I was like, what do you mean? I don't recall any of this. And I completely missed it. But you were like, no, dude. Like he had stubble and then they give him a full-on beard.
Yeah. Weird, man.
So Amy is telling Rory that she's kind of reprogrammed and hacked a lot of hacked interface. So now interface tells Amy whatever she wants except how to get out. And the doctor has some sort of idea that he needs Rory to give Amy the glasses. He needs to talk to the interface. What's he doing here? He's tinkering about with some shit.
I don't fucking know.
He's doing doctor bullshit.
I didn't get any of this down. My next note says they laugh about the fez again.
Oh, that's literally what happens after. While the doctor's doing whatever tinkering he's doing, they make fun of the fez, and Amy laughs and then kind of somberly admits that it was the first laugh she's had in like 36 years.
I don't buy that. I'm laughing to myself all the time. You ever just remember something and have a little giggle?
I do, yeah, but there's not. I feel like circumstances, right? Like we're not stuck in this environment.
You don't know that. I was in this situation last week.
Okay, fair enough. How'd you get out?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, Rory goes for a walk. He gets knocked out by a robot or something because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Amy decapitates the robot. So, the doctor says he can save Amy, bring her out of the then and into the now, but she refuses. She says no. She's like, fuck off. I'm not having that. And then storms off. And as Rory goes to follow her, he sees the kind of smudged lipstick on the door, and using the magnifying glass, he's able to see how it once looked, which was the message that Amy left for him.
Yeah.
And then older Amy basically says that if you save me, you won't be saving me, you'll be saving her. You'll be saving the Amy from 36 years ago, meaning she basically won't exist anymore. Essentially, she'll die. So older Amy says she won't go unless they save her too. And then the doctor says, sure, yes, we can save you, but it does mean that Amy will have to wait those 36 years.
Yeah.
It does mean Amy, who they came here to save, will be waiting for 36 years before they get the chance to get her. And then Rory quite rightly gets quite angry with the Doctor here and lashes out a bit at him.
It's a great. He says something to the effect of like, you couldn't bother to just fucking read a history book or something and find out if there was a plague inhabiting this planet at this time. And he says the Doctor kind of bluntly comes back saying like, that's not how I travel, and he just fucking belts out, then I do not want to travel with you.
Great moment.
Great moment. I love I mean, it happens quite a lot for Rory in this episode. Naturally, it's probably one of his most stressful situations that he's been in.
Oh yeah.
And it's just the Doctor is, because he's not present and he's not with Rory in these moment-to-moment bits. He's stuck on the TARDIS for pretty much the entire thing, and it's like, it's just like, how can you so brazenly and bluntly just shrug this off? Like, it's, you know, it's a bit of a shit scenario, but just choose an Amy. Shit will be fine. And Rory's like, these are fucking people, you degenerate.
You see, it's different from the Doctor's point of view because he's immortal. He's a fucking ageless god, you know? 36 years, what is that to him?
Yeah,
you know? Like he lives for fucking years and years. Well, he's immortal. He lives for so long. The life of a Time Lord compared to the life of a human, it's the difference is so vast and so complex and so much in terms of time. So, of course, 36 years for the Doctor is not going to mean. Of course, he's not an idiot. He knows, but he just doesn't have the same viewpoint of it that Rory does, which I think is really interesting and fascinating.
I also think there's parts in this episode where you can clearly see that he finds it easier to pretend he doesn't really empathize with this. Like, he finds it easier to just be like, it's not that big of a deal, is it? And he doesn't ever come out and expressly say that, but I think genuinely, and this is why I think this episode is so interesting, it's one of the Doctor's most cowardly episodes. I think he skulks away and lets other people do the hard graft in this episode. And it's very interesting from a character perspective for him.
Cowardly isn't a word I'd use. He's not hiding about out of choice.
No,
he's not going into the facility because he doesn't want to.
No. I get that. I mean, we'll get to it. It's a moment later on, I think.
I know what you're talking about, but even that, I'd say it's. Well, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so fucking. Where am I? Where are we?
Two Amy's.
What's going on? Who am I? Where am I?
I think in a minute, everyone. Nathan just needs to take his old man medicine.
I've lost my place. This is
Nathan, take the medicine.
Yeah, there we go. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me delete all these.
He's just grabbing a water for his medicine. Everyone,
shut the fuck up. Okay. Right. Okay. So we can hear younger Amy crying. And then using the time glass, they're able to see and speak with one another. So older Amy meets younger Amy. Bryan Singer probably watched this scene and then stole it for Days of Future Past.
I wrote down Days of Amy Past.
Fucking paedophile.
I don't want your future.
So old Amy refused to help, which is why she's still there, because old Amy says she remembers this happening. So this happened to MILF Amy.
Yeah.
And she basically said, fuck off. No, I'm not. Well, the other version, the older version said, fuck off, I'm not helping you. I love this scene, though. The moment where they start to talk about Rory and talking about, you know, the ridiculous haircut when he said he was in a band and then he had to learn to play the guitar to impress her and stuff. And that whole bit about, you know, when you meet someone and they're so fucking hot, but then you talk to them and then you're like, oh, you have nothing going on at all other than your looks. But then you meet someone and you're like, yeah, they're okay. But then over time they just become more beautiful. And then just the line, Rory's the most beautiful man I've ever met. It's just beautiful line for a beautiful man. And this might sound daft as well, but I like the fact that they commit to calling a man beautiful, okay? Because that's not something that happens that much, really. It's more beautiful is seen as feminine for some reason. To be beautiful is to be feminine, you know? Beautiful is not necessarily. You wouldn't think of beautiful as a term to describe like a masculine man, you know? But
no.
I like it. Let men be beautiful. Men are beautiful.
I think so too. And I like the use of the word, but I especially like that they connect it to like it's not a weird scene where they're fanning over Arthur Darville's looks and stuff, right? Like it's way more connected to like he is a full person. His soul becomes him, and he is because of how complete he is. and how like truthful and how Amy sees him in her mind. Like it's I don't know, it's absolutely lovely, and I think it's one of I think it's a great expression of like how attraction works, because like, you know, like, right, sorry to burst people's bubbles, not everyone on the planet is traditionally like fucking supermodel, super whatever. Like, not everyone has to look a certain way to be aesthetically pleasing and to be attractive to someone. Like, it's way deeper than that, and I think it's a great.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I think it's a great kind of voicing of that, and it's performed so well. The way you see Karen Gillan as, I was about to say like you see older Amy, but like it's Karen Gillan playing off of Karen Gillan. It's crazy how well this scene and how honest it comes across, given that it was probably recorded in a way more of a stunted environment than these actors are used to.
What is love if not a shared experience? Right?
Exactly.
That's all love is. It's shared experiences over time. Okay, more shared experiences you have, the more you love one another. Okay,
agreed.
And it's not just a mutual physical attraction. Don't get me wrong, it helps. You know,
yeah, it ticks some boxes, of course.
not a bad starting point, but like it's not all there is.
Yeah,
you know,
that's why we're in such a good position, because we record 2 podcasts every week and we do it on a video conversation. So we are not only looking at each other.
Yes, and we're both so beautiful.
Exactly. So that helps, right? And now we are the definition of attraction to each other.
Yes. Yes.
So I love the scene. I think it's really well done. Just a shot of the 2 Amy's side by side, kind of like the kind of crossfade into one another. It just looks really nice.
So good. Yeah. And they say the line at the same time. They both say, Rory's the most beautiful man I've ever met.
Yeah.
At the same time. Yeah.
Oh,
beautiful line for a beautiful boy delivered by 2 beautiful girls.
Indeed. I love everything that comes after this.
Okay. Oh, okay.
What do you think I was going to say?
No, you just said, I love everything.
I do,
Good for you, man.
David.
Good for you, man.
Thanks, man.
Good for you. That's not true. You're the most cynical man I've ever known. You hate most things, okay?
Catch me on a regular day seething about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Exactly. You hate it all. Did you see my review for Thor Love and Thunder on Letterboxd? I
did see that. Did you see I commented on it?
See? Did you? No, I didn't.
Read the comment out now. This will be fun.
What did you say?
Nothing bad.
You're always calling me a Marvel shill or whatever.
No, but I saw your comment and I was like, right, I'll say something to this.
Speak your truth, King. I will.
Go off. Right. So everything after this scene, I think, is top tier Doctor Who. Right. I think in this scene they make a case of Karen Gillan becoming the Doctor, essentially.
I think in this episode, they should give the Best Actor award to Karen Gillan.
That's fair. I'm not going to disparage it. It's true. She deserves it.
I said what I said, Lawrence. Anyway, so you think Amy is the Doctor? Well, Lawrence, that's pretty foolish.
I know. Well,
actually, I think you'll find the Doctor is the Doctor.
I've been mortified, embarrassed here.
You fool.
No, the episode has been kind of chipping away at it. She's got a Sonic. She's kind of like, like you said, she's kind of got that social awkwardness that the Doctor seems to have a lot of the time. After this moment specifically, it is the embodiment of someone emerging triumphant, and like they were stoic and now they're completely motivated by love after this.
Wait. Where are we going here? We haven't skipped past the line, have we?
What's the line?
So where Amy decides she is going to help, she actually is going to help, and she comes out and she says to Rory, "I'm going to blow time apart for you."
Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
No. It's fine. It's because it ties into just that. I don't know. I thought there was something in the fact that Amy has spent, obviously not the Doctor's lifetime. Amy has spent a large portion of her lifetime as this stoic, depressed, lonely figure, right? Who can't form an attachment with anyone because there's no one to form attachments with. And no one in this circumstance to understand. And when she emerges like ready to essentially take on and defy time and destiny because her love for someone and her empathy for someone is so strong. And I just think I don't know, they literally start playing I Am the Doctor when this happens.
Yeah, they do.
So
yeah.
for me, I was just like, I love it. And I think in an episode where You may not agree, and we'll get to this in a little bit, obviously, but like I think where the Doctor is acting so undoctorly, it's a nice mantle for someone else to pick up. Not in a literal sense, but metaphorically.
See. Now that is interesting because I see you say undoctorly, I say very doctorly. I say this is the Doctor.
It's within character. I don't think it's a moment he would be proud of.
I don't think it is either.
Okay.
But that's not what I'm saying, though.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fair enough. I think.
Yeah.
Wrong choice of words. But yeah, it's very within character writing for the Doctor.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. Shut up, you bitch. Yes. So she comes out. She tells Rory, "I'm going to blow time apart for you," followed by a slightly awkward but very loving kiss, which again I love. I love the way she takes his hands and she puts them on her hips. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. And then the quite frantic hug after it, the almost needy hug that they share afterwards.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and it's also, like you say, a bit awkward, a bit desperate, because these are two people that don't understand each other that much anymore, and they're trying to get that back, which is lovely. It's like the first little kiss or embrace after an argument with your partner, and you're like, are we cool? how are we? You walk up, you slowly one arm around them, hug, like, we all right? Rub on the shoulder, how we doing?
You make them laugh. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Once you get them to laugh, then it's over.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. That is very true. Yeah, that's why Nathan's always got me cackling on the show.
That's why you never catch us arguing. That's not true. You can skip to any point in the episode, and odds are we'll be arguing.
Yeah, it's a strong outcome. Yeah.
So we're on the move. Older Amy says the deal is that they have to save her too. Two Amy's together. Now the Doctor says Rory's like, is that possible? And the Doctor's like, you tell me, brother. You're the one living with it. Well, he actually says, I don't know, it's your marriage. But then he's like, more seriously, he says, maybe if I shunted the reality compensators on the TARDIS, recalibrated the Doomsday bumpers, and jettisoned the karaoke bar, then yes, the TARDIS can sustain the paradox. There can be two versions of Amy's coexisting.
Fucking liar.
Shut up.
I do like at the moment you can read it to it. Once you've seen it, you know it's a fib. But the version you would anticipate from watching it, or the version you would kind of think about, is he just seems doubtful. He's like, I don't know, we could maybe make that work. But yeah.
But he does say yes. He does say
yes,
the TARDIS can sustain the paradox. He does say that. He says maybe yes, the TARDIS can sustain the paradox is the conclusion that he comes to.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just like the idea that the TARDIS has a karaoke bar.
I do too. I want to see all these little rooms. Why is it we never see any of these little rooms?
What if we just saw hallways endlessly?
And a wardrobe.
So Amy now and Amy then share a full... Oh, wait, sorry. So the Doctor... he's given some techno babble. They're basically explaining how they're going to do it, whatever. And he tells Amy now and Amy then to share a thought, something so powerful that it can rip through time. And then he's like carrying on with Rory to do all the techno babble and stuff. And the powerful thought that the Amys have is doing the Macarena. Okay.
Yeah.
And Rory notices this and then says that this is where they had their first kiss during the Macarena, which I'm not sure how that works, because the Macarena famously is not like it's not a two-person dance, is it?
Here's my headcanon, right?
Okay.
I'm writing on the fan fiction blogs. Is that a thing?
Yes. No.
The blogs?
AO3.
AO3. Again, something I have picked up from context what this must be, but Nathan refuses to elaborate because I think there's horny aspects to it and he wants to shield me.
Oh, there definitely is.
Okay.
You're not ready for that.
Okay. Oh, thanks. My headcanon is they're doing the Macarena, right? They're both like kind of, they're next to each other, right? They're doing the Macarena.
Did we do the Macarena at your wedding?
We did, yeah.
I remember the Macarena.
It's a classic at every wedding.
You can't have a party without the Macarena.
Yeah, you got to bust it out. And then you see the people that are like, oh, I'm a bit shy and a bit awkward. I'm like, fuck off, man. Bust the Macarena.
No one is too shy for the Macarena, all right?
Yeah.
There is no one alive who doesn't know. It's like it's ingrained into like every person's brain, the dance moves of the Macarena.
We've got our second cultural similarity, Nathan. We need to save this capital in case we disagree and we fall out of sync again.
Quick, lock that one away for a rainy day.
We need to stop discussing it. otherwise we'll spend it. No, my headcanon is they're doing the Macarena, and Rory, being the big goofball that he is, Macarena and spins the wrong way. And he's looking at Amy.
And they ended up face to face.
Yeah. And Amy goes, I thought you were gay. And he goes, no. And then they kiss.
Okay. See,
and Mel's is there. Mel's has always been there.
No, we know. Of course, Mel's is there. We know Mel's is there. She's always been there. She was in every single scene. Okay. No, I don't think she would say I thought you were gay. I know you was joking, but like, to me, this is like on their like, I don't know, like first or second date or something. You know, they're at a pub, the local village hall or something.
Yeah. Rory's called the kissogram line. Amy shows up.
No.
He goes, bad time, we've got some birds in here, he says.
Stop this now. Let's move on. You're making me uncomfortable. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. So it works for now. Younger Amy is pulled through the time stream, and it's immediately so awkward.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, so, how you doing?
I love the comedy of this, right? Arthur Darvill is so good at this, right?
Yeah.
The moments of like, right, Amy 1, Amy 2. Which one's Amy 1? Oh, fuck. I'm immediately fucked it.
The worst thing you could have said.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Sorry, just to mention prior, there's a nice warm moment where old Amy admits that it is a sonic screwdriver, and she kind of allows the doctor to call it that again. And it's, oh man, don't put your faith in this man.
Moving on, I don't care.
Okay. It's a nice moment in the episode.
I don't care about it, and I don't care about you.
Okay.
That was nasty. I do care.
I feel sad.
No, I love you.
Okay.
So the TARDIS fucking hates the paradox.
Yeah.
The TARDIS is immediately like, nope, don't like this. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And I love the way the Doctor just goes, oh, what's the nasty Amy done to you? To the TARDIS. Which he does quite a lot. He's always saying, what's that nasty whatever done to you?
Yeah.
Which is good. So the Doctor tells Rory that he basically has 8 minutes to get both Amy's back to the TARDIS, and that from this point out he's on his own because they've lost communication.
Yeah.
And then Rory says, "I'm not on my own. I've got my wives."
Yep. Stop it, Rory. You're not helping situations, Rory. I do like throughout this kind of, because they're fighting and they're running up the corridors. It's a bit of a montage of them trying to get back to the TARDIS.
There is some scenes where you'll see like Amy and Rory, and then you'll just see the other Amy just stood with her back to the camera.
Oh yeah,
just for no reason, just seemingly I'm facing this way now.
or it's an over the shoulder shot and for vague ginger blur you can see just like observing.
The camera is like, I'm only going to focus on these two for this part, and maybe I'll get your shoulder in, other Amy.
I get it. We get it.
Oh yeah, I know. I get it. But it's funny.
They kind of both switch back and forth between like Rory, tell her, and Rory's like, I'm so lost in this scenario.
So they attack some handbots. Older Amy says she'll go traveling, maybe come back for Easter or Christmas.
Yeah.
Rory's like, Amy, you always say you wish there were 2 of you cooking Christmas dinner, so it's pretty helpful, I guess.
Yep.
And then older Amy starts to flirt with Rory, which makes him very uncomfortable, and he gets very flustered by it. And he keeps looking back at younger Amy like, my wife's right there.
Yeah.
Like, stop this. And I don't know, it feels odd because like I get it, but at the same time, but this is your wife, you know?
Yeah, this is the thing. For Amy, it would feel natural. But for Rory, you can see what, it's not a nice thing to admit, but you would feel more loyalty to the person that looks like the person you're expecting them to look like. Like
you would, yes.
Yeah, which like it just sounds like I don't know. It would feel weird. It would feel real weird one day if I turned on, sent you a Zoom link to record this podcast, and the you of like 5 years ago showed up. I'd be like, "Where's Nathan? Like I don't know why it's just a thing in people's heads where you would feel like that.
Of course. Does it? Am I imagining this, or does he say you're old enough to be my mum to her?
He does say something like that, and I'm like, brother.
He does say something like that. Why would you say that?
Yeah. Firstly, don't say that, right?
I mean, Rory has a habit of saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Yeah,
so, like,
he's Captain Foot in his mouth, but we thought he was getting...
Yeah.
Season 6, we thought was bringing about a sexier, more confident Rory. Like, he's shouting at the Doctor, he's throwing his glasses around, like...
he's always been sexy.
He's always been... Oh, I don't know, 'cause the rodent thing. Sexy rodent is a different vibe to sexy macho Rory, isn't it?
He's never been a sexy rodent.
He's a bit
just been
sexy rodent.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. He's just sexy.
Okay, sorry.
All right. You don't know.
So, older Amy...
You're straight. You get no opinion.
Okay, fine, I can't vote. Fine.
Yeah.
The gay election.
The gay election. We're voting in the gay president, everyone. Get ready.
So they run into a bunch of robots, a bit of handbots, and old Amy decides to go samurai god mode. We get a nice slow-mo of her.
We go full 300 at this scene. We go,
yeah, we do.
We get it's full-on 300 tracking shots, spinning around with a sword, attacking the handbots and stuff. Looks quite good. You know, it's all good stuff.
You've got another Amy standing, just observing. This is great. Said Amy.
This is good. I'm having a great time.
I'm watching.
Older Amy tells them to go. I've got your back, she says, in a great slow motion moment. So young Amy gets knocked out by a handbot.
Yes.
And then, in what, to me, for how long ago was this? Fucking 13 years?
Yeah, I would say so. Thereabouts.
Yeah,
maybe
13 years. Yeah, 13 years. For 13 years has been one of the most baffling, confusing, and unintentionally hilarious moments in all of Doctor Who.
Okay,
for me.
do tell.
Okay. Rory, after Amy gets knocked out, Rory takes the Mona Lisa, okay? He takes the painting of the Mona Lisa and angrily smashes it down on the head of a robot.
Yeah.
And it's a painting. It's a fucking piece of paper.
Yeah.
Okay. And the robot's head just immediately rips through the canvas. Okay. But apparently that was enough to cause damage to the robot and to have it like its electric circuits fry and then to break down, having a fucking painting, a piece of paper pushed over the robot's head. Okay. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Right? I have never understood this. Every time it gets so close to ruining the entire episode for me.
Really?
This moment.
That far?
It's so, I cannot fathom or understand the choice behind it. Every time I see it, I'm like, it's a big dramatic slow motion moment with so much tension and drama, and they're just like, what if the most ridiculous thing in the world happened instead?
Maybe the handbot is overwhelmed at the
Stop doing this.
the
Stop
sheer
trying to
tragic nature
justify
of
it.
the art destroyed.
No. Stop trying to justify it, okay? There's no justification.
I'm just laying out what happened, right? It's on
stupid.
screen. It has an effect.
It shouldn't, okay? It's stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
It could have been so many different things. It could have been like Rory grabs another blockier device, just something that wasn't a
Could
piece
have been
of
like
paper.
a vase or like a big fucking anything. Why the Mona Lisa and why have it work? You know?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be a joke? If it is, why are you doing it at this moment, full of tension and drama and all this sort of stuff?
Yeah. The saddest point of the episode. Yeah, maybe let go on the levity here.
Anyway, we'll move past that. So Rory takes Amy back into the TARDIS, picks her up, carries her in while older Amy watches on. The Doctor then goes to the door, and this is where we see the Doctor for the first time and Amy seeing one another. Older Amy seeing one another. Yeah. Amy like throws her sword and little stick, whatever the fuck she has, with her away, and starts to run towards the TARDIS. The Doctor just says sorry before closing the door on her.
Pretty brutal. Yeah, so...
Rule 1, Lawrence. What's rule 1?
The Doctor lies, I know, but it's fucking... this is why it feels cowardly that he can't even meet her gaze. Like, he can't even look at her. And he goes...
Well, he does
sorry.
look at her.
No, yeah, he looks at her, and then the second he sees her looking back at him, he looks down and says, I'm sorry, and shuts the door. Like, it's I don't know, for me, look, I'm not going to dispute, it's so in character for the Doctor. But as a character, it's one of the rare moments where you look at him and you go, nah, fuck you. That's wrong. But
what choice does he have?
No, he doesn't. I get it. But Rory's right in that he should be more careful prior to this point.
But all right, but great. But we're here now, aren't we? All right.
Yeah.
So it's all very well being fucking. You should have thought about that, but we're fucking here now. We got to deal with it, okay? And this is why I think it very much is like fucking part of the Doctor. It is not on brand. It is who the Doctor is.
Yeah.
Because he's got to deal with it. He's got to make the tough decision, you know? And when he makes that decision, because he does make the decision, he closes the door, he locks the TARDIS. It's only when Rory then starts to protest and to say, no, stop this. He's like, you fucking do it then. Because I've made the decision, okay? I've locked her out. If you have a problem with that, make the decision yourself.
See, for me, that's where I feel it gets cowardly from him. I feel like,
but why though? Because he's already made the decision.
Yeah.
So he's not saying I don't want to make the decision. You do it instead. He's saying I've made the decision. If you have a problem with it, do something about it.
My thing is, if you're gonna lie to put them in this spot, lie to Rory and say that the decision is made. It has to be this Amy. The other one will fuck up time, whatever. Some lie again to spare Rory making the hardest choice of his entire life. If you can lie once, you can lie twice. And for me, putting Rory's hand on the door and going, "You do it then," in a scenario that is entirely the Doctor's fault, like. It's for me.
I don't see it that way. I don't see it as I'm not seeing it as him like
you think
is it his fault?
All right, no, but he does hold a level of responsibility here that Rory cannot hold.
He does. Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But this is all like just a bad turn of events, really. Like no one's outwardly planned this, okay? It's just a little bit of fucking bad luck and a little bit of incontinence. Incontinence? That's a different thing. Incompetence.
Yes, they've all come up unlucky, but I feel like the Doctor. There's a time to if you're gonna lie to spare people's. I get that he lied to get Rory there. Rory would not have been able to get them there. Both of the Amys. Yeah. Neither of the Amys would have come, and Rory wouldn't have been able to get them there.
Yeah.
If they had to make that choice, because they would have squabbled and they wouldn't have fought together.
Yes, exactly.
I get that lie, but then lie again. Just tell Rory there's nothing you can do here to make this better. There is no burden for your soul that needs to happen here.
See, I think that lie would be cowardly. That lie would be cowardly because then that's not solving a problem. That's just hiding the fallout. That's just hiding the consequences of the problem. So that would be cowardly.
I guess. For me, in my mind, it's like removing a burden. But if you've got the responsibility in this scenario, which the Doctor has, then taking the burden should be part of that responsibility. But I do see what you're saying.
But this is my thing. This is my thing, though, because he does. He does take that responsibility. He is the one to close and lock the door, okay? Yeah. And then Rory, rightly as well, correctly, gets mad about that and says, no, what are you doing? We can't just lock her out there. We can't just leave her.
Yeah.
And then Rory, the Doctor then puts that choice on Rory. I guess that's what it comes down to. Should he or should he not put the choice on Rory? Should he or should he not put the decision? But I feel like he's made the decision. He's then just given Rory a vote, I guess. Like,
I do know what you're saying, and I get it, right? Like, but I did it for me.
And also, like, the Doctor is smart as well. Like, he knows there can't be two Emmys. He knows this is gonna fuck things up.
Well,
okay?
Of course,
like,
yeah. I get that. I don't know. For me, I think there's a kindness the Doctor could have done, and maybe it's right or wrong. Who knows?
But this is the thing. I feel like, sure, yes, you can say there is a kindness, and maybe he didn't handle the situation. But I just think there isn't time for that. We can't. Yeah. We can't just fuck about with niceties here. You know, this is like. It's come down to this. Make your decision now because we just have to deal with it. You know.
Oh yeah. The longer it goes on, the harder it would be for everyone involved. I get that.
Of course.
Yeah. I think maybe this speaks to your interpretation being better. But like, I think I will get to this in a sec. But my only gripe with the episode is that I think Rory. Maybe it comes up in the next episode. I don't know. But Rory should harbour more of a resentment for being put in that position. I think. I
think he does.
Yeah.
I think he does. He even says to him, "This isn't fair. You're turning me into you."
Yeah,
which is a great line. I don't know. The reason I like this is because it's unintentional, but it is shades of what's to come, as in the 12th Doctor. Because this is very 12th Doctor. This is very like 12th Doctor will make the tough decisions.
Yeah.
Okay, especially in the earlier days. Okay, the 12th Doctor will not happily, but he'll make the tough decisions that he needs to.
He'll own
and
this is why I'm excited for that era, because like I feel like coming into it now with all the context of everything that's gone past, like it's going to be very refreshing, because this is narratively rich. Like it may sound like I'm saying I disagree with what the episode did. I think from a character perspective, it's brilliant writing and it's very compelling to watch. Like I think the fact that we can have two somewhat different interpretations just speaks to how layered this situation is and how kind of rationally and like how emotionally nuanced it can be to have to do this.
Anyway, let us know. What do you think? Is the Doctor right? Is he wrong?
And what do you think of those boobs Rory was looking at earlier?
Yeah, let us know about those stone titties. And also, what's your phone number? Mine's 07.
Fuck's sake.
You see, we got a few people emailing in their phone numbers.
Did we really?
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to bleep them. Read them.
I don't think I picked any of the ones that that sent them in. Unfortunately.
Damn. All right. So Rory has the impossible choice. He has the amazing line, "You're turning me into you," which is Arthur Dovell. Like I said, there's a few moments where he snaps at the Doctor, but this one cuts him like a knife. I think this one hits the Doctor quite hard. I think, and that's when he does kind of off he goes to the TARDIS, to the console, just to kind of wait for the rest to happen, and leave it down to Rory entirely. And for me, there's the saddest moment. Obviously, we had the moment of old Amy watching Rory carry young Amy back to the TARDIS, and she kind of breaks her heart a little bit in that she realizes in that moment, like, oh, that's your Amy. I'm not your Amy anymore. And old Amy by the door of the TARDIS refers to Amy as her rather than me. And it's like, oh no, like she's fully, where I was speaking earlier about how she's kind of fully embracing the role of the Doctor, this kind of lonely person who will now be spurred on by love. She kind of regresses back a little bit. She doesn't see herself as that young person that lost stuff anymore.
She says, "The look on your face when you carried her away, you used to look at me like that. I've forgotten how much you loved me," which is heartbreaking as fuck. So much so that it devastates Rory, and he breaks down and starts to open the door, saying, "I can't do this. I just cannot do this." And it's only at that point where older Amy tells him not to, basically.
And this, for me, this is the moment where, like, because I was thinking about this whole Doctor comparison throughout watching the episode, and this is the moment it sells it, right? Because if anyone makes a tough call, it's Amy in this scenario.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's easy to say the Doctor made the tough choice and Rory had to make an impossible decision, but Amy's the one that actually sacrifices something and forces it upon Rory because she hears him crying and says, "I love you enough to not let you live with this." And says, "You open this door, I'll fight. I don't want to die, but you need the days with young Amy. You need to live that life. I don't want to deprive you of that." And it's oh man, when I said I was shedding tears, I was a puddle at this point. Such a sad and amazingly performed scene.
So amazingly performed, and this was where Murray was cooking. This was where I noticed Murray adding in those seasonings and spices and fucking creating that beautiful dish that we all know.
And all those notes that were nices.
Exactly. It was so, all of it was just firing in all cylinders. Such a beautifully shot, beautifully performed, beautifully scored. All of it just fucking 10 out of 10 certified banger material. So fucking good and so heartbreaking as well. So emotionally rich. The moment where she's just like, "Don't let me in because I do not want to die. I will fucking go out kicking and screaming and I will bang on this door and like all of this stuff and I will never let you forget it." You know, it's so just a heartbreaking and raw and really beautiful moment. And I was crying my eyes out watching it.
Yeah. And then the goal for the Doctor to tell Rory, "Hey, I promised I'd save her," and there she is.
Well, you're jumping ahead a little bit.
I am.
You are. You're jumping ahead. So older Amy then turns, once the door is locked, she turns to talk to the interface and asks to see planet Earth. A hologram is brought up.
Yes.
And she says, she has to see home, and so the hologram of Earth is brought up, and then she just says, "Did I ever tell you about this boy I met there? He pretended to be in a band." And then she's knocked out. The TARDIS leaves, and that time stream fades from existence.
Gee.
Essentially, she's dead.
Fucking hell.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Indeed it is. But my God, so sad. so sad.
So Rory asks the Doctor if he always knew it would never work. And yeah, he doesn't answer. He just says, I promised you I'd save her. And I did.
This is the part.
And he's right.
Yeah, technically... He's right. But this is the part for me I wish Rory would have fought back a little bit. I wish this stayed with him. But I also recognize that he made the husbandly choice, which was, I'm just going to go and be with my wife right now, rather than start having a shouting match with the Doctor. But I cannot remember much of the God Complex. I don't remember a lot of Season 6 or Season 7. I'm excited to see if this does create a rift between the Doctor and Rory. Because for me, right, companions have left for far less. Like, this is something where I think Rory would be within his right to be like, I am not doing this anymore. The pain is not worth the wonder in this dynamic.
Interesting. That's interesting because
it's the next episode. Rory's like, love traveling with the Doctor, best thing in the world.
I mean, like,
I know they're episodic. I know that not a lot. No,
but not even, because you're right. But also, you're not. Like,
okay.
Yes, but no. And people will know what I'm talking about if they remember what happens next week. But, yeah, something happens.
Okay.
And we'll see what does happen. But the why it happens and we'll see next week.
We will see.
Things happen next week.
Okay.
Decisions are made next week.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. Do we have anything else in the episode?
Episode ends with the younger Amy waking up, and she just asks, "Where is she?" And then it's just a shot of the Doctor's face, looking a bit solemn. And then that's it. Episode ends.
Yeah, you carry that shame, Doctor. Is it the time? Is it everyone's favorite time of the week?
Maybe. Why? What time is that?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. You tell me.
Weirdo of the week.
It's Chico time.
Weirdo of the week.
Ooh. Shut up. Ooh. Shut up. You can't do this. You can't talk over the theme song, Lawrence. Stop.
Weirdo.
They'll hear you. Anyway, this is everyone's favourite section of the show, where we get to take a chance to look back on some of the weird and wonderful and grubby little characters who come across on screens each and every week. Lawrence, pray tell, who is your weirdo for this week?
Right, well, it's slim pickings.
It really is, boys. Look, there's not plenty to choose from, is there?
I think people will be able to tell. I've picked the Doctor, and this is normally we say weirdo of the week is like a fault, like the character did something dumb, or like they should have, or we noticed a flaw with the episode, or the writer was a bit of a weird person in some capacity. My weirdo this week is a positive weirdo. I think the weird things that happened are within character, and it's the Doctor.
Okay.
There's a 1 out of 3. There's a 1 for 3 chance I got your weirdo. Is that your weirdo too?
No, there's not.
Okay, good. At least
there's not a 1 out of 3 chance.
Okay. Oh, okay.
First of all.
Interesting.
But
all right. So yeah, I put the Doctor for his overall callousness over old Amy's death. I think it's very matter of fact for him. Like, it's not death, it's non-existence. And I thought back to like how like I was like, is my take bad? Is the Doctor like wrong in this scenario? Do I think he's kind of cowardly? And I thought back to how kind of not unbothered, but how he didn't really do much to fix the Rory being removed from time in season 5. He just kind of lucked out by bumping into him again as a Roman.
But that's different though.
No,
because what can he do?
No, yeah, and I get it. But what I'm saying is, it's very like, for the Doctor, I think this episode shows, and a lot of behavior in season 5 shows, that just like shit moves on, and like bad shit does happen, and sometimes you just got to be like, that's fucked. Anyway, on we go. And I look, it's very in character, but it's weirdo behavior for me. I can't relate to it, but that's because I'm a human and not a Time Lord.
I still don't get who your weirdo is.
It's the Doctor.
So I know it's the Doctor, but like, why is it? It's the Doctor because of what?
Because he's just so whatever and blasé about life in this episode, I think.
Do you watch this episode and think the Doctor is blasé about the decision that he makes?
It holds weight to him, but he's very dismissive about it, I think. He's very like, let's move on a lot.
I don't think he's dismissive. I just think he's realistic about it. He's just, these are the facts and this is what it is, you know? We just have to... He's not sugarcoating it, you know? I think that's the thing. He's not painting it in a friendly manner. He's just like, here it is.
You don't get to disagree with my weirdo. It's my time. It's my safe space.
Okay,
all right?
Fair enough. Well, I do, and I will. No, that's fair. My weirdo is Crispin Layfield.
Who the fuck is Crispin Layfield?
Crispin Layfield is the stunt coordinator for this episode of Doctor Who.
A deep cut. All right.
Yes. And you can probably guess why. It's the portrait thing.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa thing. Yeah. There it is. I'm not going to elaborate on it. I already did. I already spoke about it. But yeah, you know what you did.
Think on your sins, Chris Layfield.
Think on your sins, Crispin Layfield. So there you go.
Oh, God. Okay. Nathan, it is the time of the show where the audience get to have their say. What happens is Nathan will tweet out a post, let everyone know what episode we are recording and when, and then our lovely loyal listeners get to send in some tweets and emails, and we get to read some of them. And so starting with the emails, Nathan, hit us up.
I will say, first of all, once again this week, many emails, which is great. It's a good problem to have, but I have this fucking horrible need to be liked so much. Okay? Yeah. So I feel horrible whenever I don't read out an email, because then I think people are going to be mad at me. So I am so sorry for not reading out yours. If you do, I tell you what I usually try to do, to be fair, is I try to read out people who have not sent in an email before. So if there's anyone new who comes through, I will usually try to read out those. But that's not to say, if I have read yours out in the past, don't stop writing in. Just please like me still, okay?
Yeah,
just be nice.
It's a tough spot we're in. I'm in the clear. I only got 3 tweets this week, so I'm doing fine.
Oh, good fucking for you, cunt. Anyway, this is an email from Anna Ruzik, which I started to read out last week, and then stopped once I realised it was for this episode.
Oh, an Easter egg.
An Easter egg, kind of. Subject line is The Girl Who Waited. Hi, I'm Anna from Argentina. I started listening to the podcast this past month since I'm on university winter break. I'm not up to date with the podcast episodes yet, but I wanted to write, so please be patient with my writing. I'm good at understanding English, but not so great at writing and speaking. I mean, same. So
yeah. No, you should hear Nathan try and read these emails. It's rough.
It is. It's rough. It's rough. Regarding the episode, I have to say I haven't watched it in quite a while, especially since it's one I skip every time I rewatch the show.
Whoa.
It's an average episode, but it handles the theme of time and some paradoxes pretty well.
Hot take.
And of course, they couldn't take both characters to the TARDIS. I would give it a 5 out of 10.
What?
Anyway, I'll probably keep writing to you, and I'll definitely continue listening to the podcast. Kisses. We then have a follow-up email from Anna, who says, a couple of minutes after I finished writing the first email, I wanted to write more. About what? Well, basically about my experience being a Whovian in Latin America.
Very nice.
First of all, I don't know anyone in person who likes Doctor Who, so I don't have anyone to discuss it with. Sad, I know. Second, I know there are more Whovians in Argentina because there used to be some podcasts about it. Third, and finally, during the 50th anniversary, they showed the special in a cinema in Buenos Aires, which is unusual because the show wasn't broadcast on any channel or available on any platform for my country. In other words, they basically acknowledged that we were all watching it illegally. It's quite fun. It was a shame that I only started watching Doctor Who around the Capaldi era. I would have loved to see the special in the cinema. Anyway, that's all for now. Kisses. Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much.
I would say to that, right, firstly, join the Discord server. Loads of friends talking about Doctor Who.
It's true. We're all friends.
Maybe you're part of the Discord server. Secondly, you referenced other Doctor Who podcasts, which, as we all know, doesn't That's not a
Yeah,
thing.
they don't exist. Yeah, they don't exist.
Yeah.
There are no others.
But that's lovely.
You know what? I feel like this podcast would be more successful if either of us could be bothered to do social media. Because like all the time I see like other Doctor Who podcasts, spoiler alert, they do exist. I see other Doctor Who podcasts on Twitter, like getting so much engagement and stuff and having like thousands and thousands of followers. And I'm like, why aren't we like that? But then I see like they're tweeting like all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like always tweeting like memes and engagement and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I can't, man. I'm like, I will tweet. I'll think of a funny thing like once every 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And I'll tweet it out from the Twitter. And that's if you're lucky, you know? Like, other than that, and you've never fucking tweeted anything from the Still Got Legs account, have you? Really?
Or the AHP account, really. Like,
no, yeah, you don't fucking touch it. I feel like a TikTok every other day is the most we do now. For
yeah,
social
and
media.
we don't do them.
And that's true. Yeah, we just upload them.
Yeah.
That's all
That's
we
Nina.
do,
Thanks,
really.
Nina.
Thank you, Nina.
Even sometimes
Anyway.
we log onto a Discord and Pierce has said something and he's just like, I've gone ahead and done this because we didn't hear back from you. And we're like, yeah, that's a cool dude. That's a cool decision, man.
Yeah. I hate Twitter. I can't stand being on Twitter.
I can't stand it. And I also, I'm a, you know this, I'm a recluse. If I can put my phone down, I'm putting it down.
You are famously, Lawrence will not talk to you in the Discord server. So
No.
if you want to join the Discord server, hoping to speak to Lawrence, it's very rare that he's
No,
in
if
there.
there's a
He's-
movie release and you're in the movies
Yeah,
channel,
that's what you want to do. You got to bait him into joining the movie section.
what you want to do is
He'll
you want to
come
at
in.
me and say, Lawrence, what do you think of this movie? And I'll go, oh, great, and then just immediately change the conversation, and then I'm stuck. Then you've got me.
Yeah. Everyone do that. Everyone at Lawrence about a movie.
Oh God, no! Please don't, please.
This next one is from Jason Who. And Jason.
Who?
Jason.
Yeah, but Jason who?
Jason Who.
This joke expired.
Jason
like a minute
hates
ago.
you, by the way. It's Jason hates you, by the way.
Oh, that's just infinitely
Yeah.
less funny. You could have fucking told me.
So, anyway, Jason, subject line: "The girl who waited British Triple Crown?" Question mark. Hello, boys. Love the pod. California listener here.
Wow.
Hello from California. Well, not from California. Hello to California, I should say. And seeing the new episode notification makes me feel like it's Christmas every Monday.
It is.
My fun fact is that Imelda Staunton voices the interface in The Girl Who Waited, which makes her the only actor who has a role in Doctor Who, Harry Potter, and The Crown. My boyfriend thinks this gives her the claim as the most British living actor, a British acting trifecta of sorts. What do you think? The Crown doesn't really feel quite quintessentially British as Doctor Who. What three franchises would you say are the most iconically British, and can anyone claim a role in all three? Thanks again for bringing so much joy to this Doctor Who rewatch. You're an interdimensional treasure. Best.
Trevor.
JHH. Shut up.
Catch me
the
out
fuck
being the international Trevor.
Shut the fuck up. I misspoke, okay? Can I misspeak?
You know you can. We established earlier that you will.
It's true. I will. Anyway, thank you, Jason. So, British Triple Crown. What you got? Who you got?
I'm battling two soaps in my head. Corrie or EastEnders?
Corey's been on the longest.
We'll go with that one. Institution.
Corey's been on longer than Doctor Who.
There you go. So Corrie, Doctor Who.
But like only just, though. I think they...
Yeah, it counts. It counts.
But also Corey's never been off, though, as well.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
And it's like 4 episodes a week. So, I'm like... So, when you think about it, infinitely more than Doctor Who.
You can fill the last slot. What do you think?
So we've got Doctor Who, we've got Coronation Street, and what's British? What's quintessentially British?
Only Fools and Horses.
Only Fools and Horses is very British. I don't know if it's iconic enough.
It's
though.
not. It doesn't transcend time like the others do.
It doesn't have. Oh, but does Coronation Street? Does Jason in California know about Coronation Street?
No, but they're from California.
Well, yeah, this is what I'm saying though. But like, if it's quintessentially British, if it's known the world over for being iconic and British,
Gavin and Stacey's very British.
no, it's not that famous though.
What's that one
famous
about?
among
Fucking. What's that one about where the old cunt goes in the attic and he's like, "Your teacup's worth £1 million." What's that one?
Cash in the Attic?
That's the one. Yeah. I'm locking in Coronation Street and Downton Abbey. They're my picks.
Well, who's been in all three then?
Oh, fuck. I forgot there was two
Now you need
parts
the
to this.
trifecta. Yeah, now you need the trifecta.
This is too much thinking to do. Adams. We're on to a winner there, but Adams not been in Downton Abbey.
Well, neither of us have seen Downton Abbey, so...
Well, then let's say Adams in
Who's
Downton
in
Abbey.
Downton Abbey?
Adams.
Is Maggie Smith in Downton Abbey? She feels like she doesn't want to be in Downton Abbey.
Yeah, she's like the chief Abbey.
Well, there you go. Oh, but she's not in Coronation. I thought he was doing Harry Potter stuff. I don't know. Sure, Imelda Staunton wins.
Yeah,
okay?
he wins.
She wins. You win, Imelda
Are you
Staunton.
happy you broke the podcast?
Well done. Look what you've driven us to, Jason. No, good on you. Thank you for getting in touch. We appreciate it. This last email comes in from Julian Siri, who says, useless Rubik's info. Hello, guys. My name is Julian, and I'm from Argentina.
Nice.
I love the pod. Listening to you two friends bickering about each other's intros and then talking about Doctor Who is a strangely nice way to start the week. I've been meaning to write you guys for a while, and I knew that after I heard you two talking about not understanding how Rubik's Cubes have one universal way of being solved in the Night Terrors episode, that my time has come. You see, all Rubik's Cubes can be solved the same way because the centers never change. White is always the opposite to yellow, green is always the opposite to blue, and red is always the opposite to orange. In essence, all Rubiks have the same core structure. Once you understand that fact, it's just a matter of moving the colors around the center using algorithms that you've learned during the pandemic. Easy. I don't know if it is. I realize that you guys probably don't even remember talking about the Rubik's Cubes on that episode. I do.
No,
My
I do.
memory's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to understand how much of an insufferable know-it-all I am. I needed to take this off my chest. Anyway, thank you very much for your podcast. Listening to you two reminds me of why I love Doctor Who. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you, Julian.
That's very nice to say. Thank you.
Also, so there we go. Now we understand Rubik's Cubes, definitely.
We do. And I will say that your surname sounds like it would be tough when you're out amongst mates. Is that it for emails?
That's it.
Lovely.
Again, there are others, so thank you to everyone who wrote in. I appreciate it. Please still like me.
Indeed. I don't, but someone has to. Well, hey.
Thank you.
This tweet comes in from Joshua Broadhurst.
Joshua Broadhurst?
Indeed it does.
Hello, Joshua Broadhurst.
Hello. The episode isn't the most memorable, but what it does do well is showcase Matt, Arthur, and especially Karen's acting beautifully. Sublime performances from the main trio all round, and does what Doctor Who does the best and poses moral questions we'll likely never ever need to answer.
Very true. Very good.
It's true.
Yeah.
I was like, what would I do in this scenario with my wife? And then I was like, I'll never be in this scenario. I'm wasting my life thinking
That's
about
true.
this.
You will never be in this scenario. Yeah.
I really like this one. This one comes in from Mel. Rory waited longer.
Brutal.
Just straight facts.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's
I got
considerably longer as well.
Yeah.
And the last week comes in from Leah Marie. Rory should have kept the glasses, and I agree.
It's true. He did look very hot.
He looked like a handsome boy. Anyway,
Got me barking.
good. Yeah, we didn't do much, but we barked for Milf Amy.
Milf Amy. I'm barking for everyone in this episode. Everyone's hot.
Oh, okay. Not Matt Smith. He's in that silly coat.
He looks good. He's also not in the coat for most of the episode.
Yeah, but he's in it. I saw him. One of them
He's
things
not.
that
He
ruins
takes
the
it.
vibe for me now. I've thrown
As
off.
soon as he gets back in the TARDIS, he's just in the shirt and braces.
Yeah, because he knows it's better to take it off rather than keep it on. Yucky.
You're a fucking idiot.
Thank you very, very much for listening, everyone. If you've enjoyed the show, then please feel free to leave us a little 5-star review. That would be very cool. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at StillGotLegsPod. You can email all your thoughts on over to stillgotlegspodcast@gmail.com. And, as mentioned, we have a Discord server, and the link to join is in the show notes. A massive, 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 massive thank you and shout out to Nina for managing the short form content, all the TikToks and reels you see, even the ones that mention Hitler that get us in a bit of hot water.
Oh yeah, TikTok didn't like us this week. We got banned.
We did.
Well, we didn't get banned. The video got taken down.
Yeah.
I think we got a warning for breaking the community guidelines or something.
You wait till I post the rest of the Hitler ones. You can't warn me. I'll just do more until you ban me.
Cool.
Also, a massive thank you to Nina because they sent over 2 more TikToks that are less Hitler-esque. You didn't need to do that. That was lovely. Also, thank you to Pierce for being the Discord sheriff. The podcast
Thank you,
would,
Pierce.
as I always say, be on its arse without his help. He keeps the wheels running over there, which is very, very useful. And
What a beautiful man.
indeed, If you do feel so inclined, we have a Ko-Fi link in the show notes if you want to help us out with the running of both of the shows. Again, obviously no pressure. Everyone is still always welcome to enjoy these episodes for free forever. And speaking of both shows, Nathan, we have another podcast as well, don't we?
We certainly bloody do, Lawrence. We'll have another one launching soon, exclusively on our Patreon, where if you pay just £1 a month,
how much time do you think I have
episodes.
in my week?
You'll get 4 episodes every month of Two Slushy Boys and Glee Watch podcast.
Not happening.
But in the meantime, we also have another podcast called Another Happy Pod, where every week we watch and discuss an X-Men movie.
Yeah, pretty much that's what it is for the time being.
Yeah. So there you go.
Go check it out if you fancy. Thank you very much for listening. We will see you next Monday at 10 a.m. In the meantime, stay sexy, stay cool, stay not a MILF version of yourself that gets erased from time.
I love you. Bye.